I hold a couple different positions. I'm not a veteran. I am a civilian. I started an organization, Operation Vets, in 2007.
What John Powers does is just amazing to me. A civilian with no military or combat experience, he's devoted his life to veterans and helping them transition back into a civilian lifestyle. Sometimes, it even seems that John has more pull and connections than the Department of Veterans Affairs themselves, which employs more than 235,000 people.
There are some faculty members and administrators that think that all veterans are coming home with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and they're going to flip out in classrooms and they're going to bring guns to school. And it's not true. And 85% of those veterans coming home do not have PTSD. It's a totally different atmosphere, culture from being in Iraq and Afghanistan, and then coming home, and then being on a college campus where you may be sitting next to an 18-year-old kid and have nothing in common. And I think a lot of faculty members just don't know that there are veterans in their classrooms, and that's why these student veterans clubs can bring awareness to faculty, to administration, and it's not a thing. It's that a lot of these faculty members don't care. It's just that they're not educated. They're not around veterans that much. They just don't know they're in the classroom. I really don't believe Rhode Island is in the top tier. We're pushing along, but you have Massachusetts right across the border where they have all the support systems from outreach centers to traumatic brain injury centers to a National Guard pretty much a GI Bill or tuition waiver that is pretty much the best in the country. You have support services on college campuses. That's why we need to have support services set up and really ease the burden on the veteran by providing these resources and providing services and having these student veterans groups set up to really make it a lot easier in that smooth transition from service member to student. It's so important for student veterans of America and Iraq and Afghanistan veterans of America to really take out the momentum and take charge, because these young veterans are not joining the VFWs. The VFW is stereotyped a watering hole where you go and drink and tell your war stories, and a lot of veterans don't want to do that anymore. They want to move on with life, and they want to go get an education and just move on. And I think that a lot of the VFWs and major veterans service organizations realize that, and there's a change in the entire atmosphere of the VFWs and Legions. Throughout my time here in Rhode Island and my short term as a veterans advocate, I really don't feel that there has been much done for Iraq, Afghanistan, and Gulf War veterans. It's 2008. The war, 9/11 happened over 7 years ago. The GI Bill took 7 years to pass when it should have been passed a long time ago. I think a lot of people in this state really they're more worried about memorials rather than helping the soldiers coming back now. There is no time to waste. The countdown, the clock started 7 years ago, and we really need to make a push for those still living while honoring those who've died.